it is summer in Florida, and as August gives way to September, it seems like these storms are getting a little bit out of control. Spooky. Well, well, well. I'm about to decorate the house for Halloween. The emotions are running high. I'm very excited. I'm going to make another cup of coffee. I'm gonna clean the house a little bit. While I'm cleaning, I'm gonna put on like the History Channel History of Halloween. And then, you know what? Let's just make coffee first and then we'll get to the rest. This is the last cup of this I have, which is very poor timing to be running out of cinnamon dolce coffee. Very, very sad, so I'm gonna have to get more. All right, yeah, so it's a little bit later than I intended for it to be. It's about 4:30. I did not really sleep last night. I am trying to stay on this early morning schedule where I get up at 8, whether I'm working that day or not, because Philip has to eat at 8 and 8. Problem is, because I actually have a day off today, I was super excited last night and I stayed up until 5 o'clock. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna tidy up the house a little bit and then I'm going to start decorating for Halloween. The process of getting ready for Halloween every year has become more and more ritualized and like a tradition for me over the last like few years, especially the like 5 that I've been in this house. So I want to make like a really good video about how I decorate for Halloween and how I get ready for it. When you have like a big task to do and then you also are trying to video, like document doing the task, it makes the task harder. But I'm trying not to let that happen. I'm just gonna be chill. We're gonna have a good time. So first thing I'm gonna do is clean the house whilst sort of watching, but mostly listening to the History Channel's documentary on the history of Halloween. History Channel has Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas documentaries. Now, oddly, they have 2 of each. They redid them in like the early 2000s. They have similar information in them. They don't have all the same information in them. I sort of prefer the older one. There's an interview with this witch.
In this time between times, in this place between places, in this world between worlds.
There's a pagan ritual that they're doing to bring in Samhain that's like really fascinating.
Let us celebrate the dance of life in the dark.
Also, real quick, it is a overcast, drizzly, like very Englandy day today, and it is bringing me the most perfect vibes. So I guess, I don't know, cue the montage music.
It's coming.
Woof. So I have a lot of stuff to bring inside. And here we go. But you know what? This is my favorite time of the year. And honestly, maybe my 2 or so favorite days of the year while I'm decorating. So it's worth it. So, it's been several days since I said that I was going to decorate, but I am done with work for the week and I have the next 2 days off, which is very exciting. That has not happened for me in months, which obviously is still a blessing because I was out of work for 2 years. So I'm finally going to actually decorate the house for Halloween, which in my view is late because it is the 14th of September and I kind of wanted to decorate immediately on September 1st, but things kept getting in the way and I wasn't able to do that. So I always put these lights up all the way around the periphery of this main room here, and I use thumbtacks, and that works fine, but it's a pain to do and it ends up hurting my fingers. So I've been meaning for years to like come up with a better, like more permanent solution. So here's what I'm doing today. I bought 200 of these little hooks, and these are 1/2 inch in terms of like how much of it protrudes, and I think I've decided that putting them in the wall makes the most sense. A, it's way easier B, I can paint them to match the wall color so that year round they can stay up and they won't bother me. So I'm gonna do that, but before I do that, I'm gonna go all the way around on my ladder and I'm going to touch up the paint as it is, because from all of the years past, there's all of these spots where there were thumbtacks that then got pulled out. And I suppose I could just not, but I have this sense in my brain of like, before you decorate for a holiday, your house has to be clean. And like, I want the walls to be in good shape before I put up the lights. I don't know. I'm gonna leave all of the windows and everything open so that I can see what I'm doing. But as soon as I have the hooks done, I'll start putting the lights up and I'll close the blinds and everything so that I can start feeling the spooky vibes. At which point it will be time to put on scary movies. So about said scary movies, there is this whole thing with me and horror movies, I mean year round, but definitely in September and October. I like a lot of older horror movies, so I'm a little psychotic about these Halloween movies, in that I have a very specific order. I've created this like happy Halloween tradition, and part of it is watching specific movies during specific activities. I know that sounds a little nuts. So every year, just to give you the rundown, a movie that I did not really used to like much, but that on some level I sort of just enjoyed the vibes of, was Candyman, the original 1992 Candyman. I thought it was like very awkward and maybe like a little bit cringy. Then the more I watched it, the more I realized it was maybe a little ahead of its time. And because it was the first scary movie I watched one year when it made an impression, I watched Candyman first. And this is not because it's my favorite, it's because I put it on, I see the opening titles, I hear the music, and it feels like spooky season has arrived. Then I put on Halloween movies, but not the really good ones. You gotta save those for the end. So I put on Candyman and then I put on Halloween's 4, 5, and 6. And they're kind of like a contained universe because that whole storyline got thrown out. And that's usually what's on while I'm like doing my initial decorating. And then I switched to like some of the religious horror, Exorcist, The Exorcism of Emily Rose, which is really good, The Omen, very good, Psycho, What Lies Beneath, and then on actual Halloween night, I have like one or two of my closest friends over and we watch Halloween 1978 and Halloween 2 from 1981. And then when it's all over, the very last movie that I watch, at the end of the night on Halloween after everyone has left and David will be asleep because he does that. That is when I, in my reverie, bid adieu to the Halloween season and watch John Carpenter's The Fog. Another movie that I just love despite the fact that I feel like it's not great, but I love it anyway. So maybe it is great. And I just have to watch that movie. I have to watch that movie every spooky season right at the end. And I have my last pint of Ben & Jerry's pumpkin cheesecake ice cream, glass of wine, and I say goodbye to the Halloween season by watching The Fog. So that's my insanity around scary movies, and it all starts today. So now I feel the ground rules have been laid and we can move forward into the spookiness. Okay, I think I'm done patching holes. Now I get to paint. This is taking a very long time. So I'm getting tired. It is now 6:30 p.m. So it's been 3 hours. And I'm done with the patching of holes and the touching up of paint where I patched up holes. I need to wait like 10 minutes or so that I know everything is dry. I'm enjoying the caffeine from earlier. Otherwise, I would so not be doing this right now. So I'm going to just get started on the hooks with the lights because it's like getting dark outside and like I want to like get this going. Hello, friends. So I had to take David to the airport this morning. We had to leave the house at 4:30 a.m. and I got home at around 6. And I somehow convinced myself that because I had put up the Halloween lights, I still needed my pumpkin cheesecake ice cream, which is basically a religion for me this time of year. It's my favorite ice cream, and I definitely counted the number of weekends I have between now and the end of spooky season and bought 8 pints of said ice cream. So I stayed up after I got home at 6 so I could like have the ice cream. So I was like watching The Exorcist. I had a glass of wine and the ice cream. So I felt like I had been run over by several trucks when I woke up today. I want to say I woke up on my own at like 1 something. Just so sleep deprived. So it took quite a while, 2 cups of coffee, some ibuprofen, a lot of water, for me to start feeling like a human today. And now the house is clean and I'm ready to actually decorate. So let's look at the decorations that we have. We've got, well, the other day I bought 2 of these little jar candles. Cute little jack-o'-lantern. So that's already out. She decorated. Various boxes full of stuff. Skeleton, his name is Fred. So Fred goes here in this corner where I have a hook. It holds him up. So much stuff to go through. Okay, so let's just actually start taking stuff out and see what I have. Honestly, there's so much I'm not sure I remember everything. Well, I've got some other boxes. Let's go look at this stuff. And here we've got these 2 really cool candles. Okay, I've had these for years. They burn very slowly, which is awesome. And then this, which says trick or treat. It goes right, boom, boom, boom. And then there's all these dead trees. They're sparkly, dead trees. Then we'll go get the contents of the other bin. There's like a light, like a projector. I think this is red light. Use that on like the front porch. Then I have more of these flickering orange lights. These are really neat, and I don't understand why they don't make them anymore. I have a million strands of them, and hopefully they'll last me a long time. This is a thumbnail. There are ghosts in here. Floppy foam. You can sort of pose them. Traditional black one right here. White. And my favorite, whom I have named Frumacera. She's got long gray hair. She's wearing purple. She's fabulous. She goes in that corner right in front of where my new security camera is. So maybe she doesn't go there. More lights. Do you see this? This is purple. This is purple. These are like, that's like the accent color. More orange lights. And they don't say what they're for, so just more. And then I have lots of little throw pillows in here. Home sweet haunted home. And more lights. This is the bucket that I put my Halloween candy in that I hand out to the kids when they come to the door. There are actually 2 buckets here, if you can see that. They're stuck into each other, and they were in the store too, and I didn't realize that, so I paid for 1 and got 2. But I'm really only using them as 1, so it's fair. These guys are really neat. There's a Speak No Evil right here, and they sit right on the edge of things like that. So there were 3. This is from Michael's. I have 2 of them. When I was in the store, they only had 2. Ravens that I hang on things like right here. So my arm is getting tired, and there's shit everywhere, so I think I'm just gonna start actually decorating, if that is okay. Hello. Cheers to all that. It's not as late as it feels. Here's to Halloween 2022. More later. Decorating for Halloween is a lot of work, which is why I always decorate early so I can have the decorations up as long as possible. I am like 80% done. I just have to set up some lights in the kitchen still. I'm happy with the progress I made today. I'm glad I got a lot of it like documented. I did throw 1 thing away already. One of the black ravens, some of the feathers have come off. So that is in the garbage now. I'm burning these candles. I'm gonna try and rescue this big candle that was burned incorrectly before. I'm about to try to read. I am currently reading Carrie. I'm like halfway through. I should finish that really soon because I've been going slow on purpose because I thought David was behind, but he's actually been reading when I didn't know he was reading, and he's almost done with it. And I'm reading randomly the Scarlet letter because I never read it in school. It's also so incredibly short. I had today off and I have tomorrow off. Am I really gonna feel super rested and relaxed when I go back to work? Probably not. But in any case, I will feel the sense of satisfaction that Halloween has been made. That's the thing about holidays, you have to make them happen for yourself. I have made Halloween, and I feel good about that. And it'll be spooky and fun and nice when David gets back tomorrow. So that's what's happening. I'm gonna go to bed. And I will speak with you anon. Too early for this. So David comes back from a work trip today. He was supposed to land at 3. It got delayed. It's been delayed 2 or 3 times now. So now he's landing at 5:40. We're supposed to go to Halloween Horror Nights afterwards. So I've got these videos to edit, a bill to pay, and some laundry to put away before I have to get ready for Halloween Horror Nights and pick up David from the airport. All right, everybody. I did not get a lot of decorating done today. I was sorting through video stuff for all of the editing that has to happen for this. David's flight was delayed like 3 or 4 times, but it's now gonna land in like a half an hour, so I have to go. And then we're gonna go to Halloween Horror Nights. It's gonna make it feel like Halloween is officially here. I'm super excited. Also, I'm wearing this little skull earring, which I got for this occasion specifically. Some of the leaves have fallen down already. I ran out of Scotch tape to fix it with, so I will be doing that in the days to come. But September continues, Halloween begins, and I'm gonna leave.